Greetings, everyone. Or should I say everybody? Social media family, famo, subscribers and our visitors alike, or persons among yourselves who are affiliated or associated with and are representing my own YouTube social media channel and our chat room or comment section. How are you all doing as of the present given time? Anybody, everybody, regardless of race, walk of life, faction of society, lifestyle preference, hopefully those being of which are closer to traditional and or normal, age, gender, and etc. Well, hopefully anybody and everybody, for whoever you are and for wherever you are and for whatever you represent, provided that it's not a nature that violates anybody else's civil and human rights, as well as you would not want any to violate that of your own. Hopefully everyone is doing at least okay. If not, better yet, to be said, all right. And if not, best of all, to be said and stated for record, to be feeling blessed and stressed, one blessed and stressed, or two blessed to possibly become or be stressed. You and yours, your family, friends, hopefully the same can or could possibly be said and stated for record when it comes to me and mine. But then please bear with me while I try to deliver the message at hand, being of the present one, regardless of how I myself, yours truly, namely me, I personally may be feeling, as of the present amount of time, regardless of whatever could possibly have become or be the case or situation of the status. Yes. Physically, mentally, spiritually, and etc. And hopefully my inner, my present neighbor from damn hell have compromised matters in regard and reference to my general physical health, like say, for example. And so, like I mentioned, some such a vice versa being etc. Because lately I have been feeling like I have become subject to experiencing an exacerbated case of a situation of a condition of physical health issues, being in which I'm battling, presently. But then hopefully everything works out. Hopefully I start to get better once again, then feel worse as I do now. But other than that, this particular present social media broadcast, as we have it, of video content, is not about me, but rather instead it is of a different format. And disregard, ignore any crackpots, nutcases, or cranks you can hear out in the hallway for the building address location where I'm located now as a resident or tenant or whatever I have said, paying annual monthly rent and utilities. As you all know, misery loves company. The miserable crackpots, nutcases, or cranks upon an increase in these modern times for this supposed so-called post 911 era and post global pandemic. These end times, these last and evil days before the end of the world and the second coming of Christ. Yes. And as this one dickhead prick, or excuse my language, my friends should have said it before then, whereas being of a local vicinity area neighborhood community, cowardly, faggoty, bully, who represents less manhood than much more familiar faggot cocksucker, being of a local vicinity area neighborhood community, drug pushing, poop butt pissant nigger SOB bastard, male character, but neighbor from damn hell, who has always assume that he has a legit personal vendetta grudge match with me, and as if I have to mention him for every upcoming social media broadcast of video content, because misery loves company and wants to make oneself feel important by attempting to have you all assume that he has so much of so much power or strength over me, you know, that I have to mention him every time I think to broadcast any video content of social media broadcast. Whereas much rather than instead, I would like say, damn that nigga to hell, you know, poop up pissant, pussy ass, punk, cowley, faggoty, creepy nigga ass. Attempting to get me to feeling more in the funk than what I could feel like already, as he could have possibly played a major part in any of my most recent battles with physical health issues. You know, read between the lines, fill in the blanks. Sorry about that. Speaking out of character, with the uses of speech of profanity, or whereas I had mouthed off quite a few choice words, being of which would be commonly called and commonly known to simply say as cuss words. Yeah. Sorry about that, but we got a lot more psychopaths and sociopaths, put it like that, rephrase all that it said, majority. Upon the increase in this world, and as more than quite a few of them are of our fellow neighbors, being the likes who would be much more commonly called, commonly known as neighbors from damn hell, especially for where I'm at. In one of the less preferred Vicente area neighborhood communities, if you know what I mean, read between lines, fill in the blanks. Within a major metropolitan city, as well as they can be found in suburbs and rural townships. The likes, more in some and less than in others, and this is one where they can be found in more. As in a Vicente area neighborhood community that is more impoverished, more poverty stricken, with a lot more food deserts and more crime ridden. And whereas the same neighbor from damn hell, he has always assumed he has a legit personal vendetta grudge match with me, threatening my life verbally and then some. I think it's a gay thing as well as it's a matter of a mental disorder, mental problem, because that's the only other way to explain for a male character of a fellow neighbor to become so infatuated or obsessed with still another male neighbor or a fellow resident or tenant representing the same sex. And moving right along. Anyway, though I wish to speak upon some such matters as it is regarding making reference to, so far as concerning the disappearances of some or such tourists of our fellow American citizens when they venture, into foreign countries or the nations, being of which likewise represent a part of the global or international community. And specifically, especially, like say for the latest or most recent being of incidents which had happened within the West Indies, whereas a lot of American tourists or our fellow citizens are coming up missing there. Now, what is really going on? If you ask me, I would think that it's some kind of a human trafficking ring, whereas our fellow American citizens are being kidnapped and then being sold on the black market to the highest bidder to be forced into slave labor for one thing, and then into prostitution. That's depending on whichever their gender is. And they are being held captive to, as they are taken hostage, to engage in numerous criminal activities. That's just my own take on that. What do you all think? That's just my own perspective of views and opinions. And like, say, for example, in the case of females, of tourists, of our fellow American citizens, I believe that they are being held somewhere and they are being forced to perform sex acts for, males representing the opposite sex, and under threat of being killed if they disobey any orders coming from their captors. And I really do seriously think that, this should become a top priority for our own American law enforcement officials to investigate some such suspected criminal incidents or matters, like, say, for example, the FBI, and if need be, the CIA. I mean, how in the world are you going to pay a visit to a foreign country or a nation, and then all of a sudden you come up missing and there's little, if any, trace of your last knowable whereabouts? That just don't sound right. It's like the very moment or minute an American citizen of a tourist hit the soil of a foreign land, they are automatically, immediately scooped up in a big old net and then pushed into the inside of a ship, handcuffed, roped or chained, and then transported, across the waters to some foreign or whatever I said. I mean, really now. And I'll go back to what I was saying about a human trafficking ring. And whereas this one woman was saying that she herself will pay a visit to one of these foreign countries and nations to find out where her missing relative could possibly be. Well, my suggestions or advice would be, don't travel by yourself going over there, then, because you could be the next one in line to come up missing. If anything, take some other family members and friends. Is that what I mean to say? No, take some representatives of the U.S. government if you could, or get somebody else, quite a few that could serve in the capacity of recognizable departments, different social what's the word? I'm sorry. Different capacities of social service professionals, different departments, organizations, or agencies. Because you going overseas by yourself to find a missing relative or missing friend won't help matters much not in the least. If anything, like I said, and say for the next person in line that could come up missing could possibly be you yourself. And then now the situation or case would have been exacerbated. Now there are two missing persons that our government has to find out what has happened to them. Understand what I'm saying? If anything, what a person needs to do is to go before their local politician and explain to that person, as well as go to the local law enforcement agency and give whatever information you have that is regarding making reference to the missing relative or friend of your family, and then let them take it from there, to avoid any further complications of the matter, or than to possibly exacerbate or compound the problem. You understand what I'm saying, y'all? I mean, really now. Yeah, I mean, whereas it's bad enough, is that what I'm saying? No, that's not the half of it. I mean, you hear about, you know, persons going to foreign lands and then they coming back to their own native land and they are as sick as a dog. Like they have contracted something from a foreign land. And here it is now, you're hearing about, you know, visitors to foreign countries, particularly visitors from our own Democratic Republic of Democracy, paying a visit to foreign lands, and now they are coming up missing. Really not. I mean, what's up with that, y'all? What's your take on that? And unless you're a really known celebrity or important person in the world or whatever country or nation, I would highly doubt that our government is going to consider it as top priority unless you have been taken hostage possibly by a Mexican drug cartel or Islamic Muslim terrorist organization, be you a celebrity or important VIP, very important person or not, then more than likely your case may be swept up on the rug or put on a back burner, and you could become that is the person who's missing, or you yourself going in search for a person that's missing, or a loved one or friend, whereas you could become the next one in line to come up missing, whereas from there the missing person in question could become like what was those two black girls that had come up missing, hadn't been seen for years. It could apply to your loved one or your friend's person or you yourself. But then on this last note of interest, I would like to say in conclusion, as I bring these matters to a close, and sorry, I apologize for the earlier usages of explicit profanity or for me using cuss words, mouthing off like a drunken sailor on shore leave, attempting to paint the town red with one's drinking buddies before one were to have a Bloody Mary or whatever kind of thing. And the attempt to paint the town red with one's drinking buddies before one were to have to return base with or without them, before one were to possibly become subject to experiencing, a status of AWOL and a court martial. But then, if you haven't gotten Christ as your own personal, I'm sorry about the cousin square, but then, certain neighbors, as I was saying, the devil is busy in this day and age, but may God still be in the blessing business. But then, if you have not gotten Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, I hope that you would think to do so now while the blood is still running warm in your veins. By recognizing and realizing, then I have yet to get out this place where I have yet to save up money for moving expense and then pay first month's rent to a new landlord, future new landlord, and in a better neighborhood, if you know what I mean, maybe between nine and bank, as in one that's less poverty stricken and less crime. But getting back to some such other in closing. If you haven't gotten Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, I hope that you think to do so now while the blood is still running warm in your vein. By professing faith in him, realizing what he himself had done or did upon the cross of Calvary, giving his lifeblood to fulfill biblical prophecy and to restore the breach between him, God, and human flesh and mankind made in his image, so that you will have the only fire insurance against the lake of fire damn hell, and the only means by which you can become a citizen of the kingdom of heaven, and even so be blessed down here upon the planet earth, then to end up in hell with the rest of the unsaved, lost down human souls, the unbelievers, non-believers, to be tortured and terrorized by the devil and the demons forever, but whereas you can become in the company of fellow believers in God, in the presence of God and his angels, otherwise, even be blessed while you still die here upon the planet earth. You all take care and be safe, be blessed, not stressed. We out. Peace.